Hello everybody, it's Richard Lucas here and I'm back with a brand new retro Let's Play, and today I'm going to be playing through Kirby's Adventure for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, today and over the course of several videos. Now, Kirby's Adventure is a game I never got to play when I was a kid. I did actually play Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, and I acquired a NES about a year ago, and I'm actually playing this on the 150 games in one super cartridge that I actually got off eBay for about, I think it was about 30 quid or something, and this game was on there and I thought, you know what, I've heard so many things about it, I've got to give it a try, and it is just absolutely one of the best platform games I've ever played. This was actually made right when the NES was kind of still trying to compete with the likes of the Super Nintendo and things, and it looks so colourful, and anyone would be forgiven in thinking that this is actually 16-bit, but this is in glorious 8-bit. So we're going to start up the game now and get into it. Basically the story is that the Star Rod has been split up into various pieces and Kirby has to go through Dreamland to retrieve them. Now this game's different from Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, and this time he can actually steal powers and things, so it's really cool. So I'm just going to delete a saved game and start a new game. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's do it. And I'm going to start off on level 1. Now, the funny thing about this game is worlds are actually called levels. So even though it's kind of a world, it's actually one giant level split up into mini bite-sized sections. And each time you complete a section, you unlock something new. So let's do it. We'll go into door number 1 and we'll start up the game. Right, here we go. This is Kirby here. You can jump if you press the A button. You can also suck things in if you press B. Right down below you can see that flashing 6 bars. That's his energy. He can only ever have 6 bars of energy. There's a score, and you see where it says normal? That indicates what power he actually has at the moment. So if I was to press down now, sucking an enemy with being pressed down, he gains the enemy's power up. He can use the enemy's power against them, and if he loses it, he can reclaim it again, provided he picks up the star. And you get a life count as well at the right hand side of the screen. So this game's really cool because there's various enemies to defeat and various power-ups you can collect. It's a really fun, awesome game, and if you've not played this, I highly recommend it. So this first world's generally pretty standard. The game is not impossible. It can be quite difficult, but anybody can complete this game. It's like one giant massive interactive storybook. That's how I look at it anyway. And the game, you can see a lot has gone into it. It just captivates the imagination. And one thing I do love about the Kirby games is that the developers, HAL Labs, keep everything consistent. They keep the same enemies in the games. They don't try and change things too much, and it's like they just carved this game at the most beautifulest materials they could, because it looks absolutely gorgeous. The graphics are just, oh my god, sensational. And this game is, I think it was 1993 when this game came out, so that means that this game is over 20 years old, almost 30 years old, which is unbelievable when you think about it. Right, and there's also various power-ups that Kirby can collect as well, such as that M, which I think restores his health. You can also, I think, collect power-ups which make him spit out projectiles as well, I believe. And he can also, I forgot to mention, if you press up, he can actually turn into a kind of a balloon and fly. And at the end of every level, typically you'll see this star door. Just go in and you have the opportunity to blast your way up to the stars and see if you can get an extra life. If you can get to 1, the first cloud, you get a 1-up basically. So there you go, that's the first door done. And we're going to take on the game's first mini game as well. Now, these are really fun and a great addition to the game. There's quite a few of them actually, and this one is the crane game. I'm rubbish at this in real life, but it says here you have to use the button to move the crane and try to get a Kirby. A big one's hard to get, but worth it. Well, the big one's not that hard to get, so I'm going to try and go for the big one. So I'm going to press button A here, try and line it up, and let's see if I can pick it up. Let's see if it'll be kind to me. Sometimes it'll drop it. The big Kirby doesn't like being picked up. There you go, so I got it first time. It says it's hard to get, but it's really not, to be honest. I think sometimes the game, I think it works on a random factor. Sometimes it'll let you have it, sometimes it won't. I've definitely got it this time round. Nope. Not going to let me do it. But there you go, I did get 1. And I've got a 2 up. So that's not bad. So you can save your game anyway. Your game saves after every completed level. And also every world as well. So I'm going to be doing this in probably parts, I think, rather than one massive let's play as usual. So let's go into door number 2. And the second section of Vegetable Valley. Everything's so different. That's what I love about this. Every little section feels so different than the last, and there's so much to see and do. And Kirby controls really beautifully as well. Very smooth. I don't have any problems with that. With the controls, it's nice and easy. This game's perfect for kids and adults alike. So right, so I've come to, I guess, the mid section. And here's a warp star. You pop on it and it'll warp you to the next part of the section. Look at this, incredible. Still blows my mind every time I see it. Right, I want to go up here because I've got my beam. And I will be changing power-ups consistently throughout this game. So you will see me change a lot too, because some attacks are a lot more powerful than others. And I'm on a sub-boss now. But I don't think he's any match for me, really. So I'm going to use my beam. I can. Oh, I've lost it. No, I've got it back. Right, okay. What I love about this game, another thing, is the fact that bosses, you can defeat them in so many different ways. So I've just chucked the power up at him and I beat him. There we are. And I've got his power up, and I've got a power up called Crash, and I can only use it the once. So this is what it does basically. Check it out. Kirby flies across the screen in like Shinobi style. Not Shinobi. Is it Shinobi? Yeah, it is. Yeah, reminds me of Shinobi 3 on the Mega Drive I was thinking of. Right, so here we are. We'll steal this guy's power up, and I've got some fire. And obviously some power ups work better than others, but I think what's great about this game is you can personalise your experience. So you can find a power up that works for you, because I guarantee that, like, for most of the power ups for me don't really work too well, even though they're effective. I need to feel that I can control them, and I need to feel that I've got enough range with them as well. Oh, I can't get that thing, I don't think. I might be able to. Let me just... There we are. Oh, I've lost it. It's alright, it's okay. But if you lose it, it doesn't really matter, because you can just get it back anyway. And that guy's got no powers whatsoever. Madness. Let's pop through the door. Okay. Watch out for the spikes there. And just gently make your way up. And look, there's the star door. And actually, you get this guy who kind of reminds me of the Count from Sesame Street. But look at that. I've got a sword. That's quite an effective weapon. Right, into the star door. Let's see if I can get up there now. No. It always tends to be number 2, but that's alright. I have got up to the first cloud before. So it's not impossible, but definitely a goal you want to reach. Right, okay, so door number 3 now. I just love it. Everything's so sort of broken down so easily. You know, anybody can play this game. Right, section 3 now. Use the sword. Watch out for these cannons. There's also lots of secrets on this game as well. I probably won't find all of them, but the game's just chock full. But look at this. Look at the checkered backgrounds. Doesn't it remind you of Sonic the Hedgehog Green Hill Zone? It's almost like it's a wink and a nod to that. I've noticed that in many platform games I played. I recently did Land of Illusion for the Master System on my channel, and I actually noticed that a certain level in there was literally had the same sort of checkered sort of background as Mario 3, which I thought was incredible. So it's almost like a wink and a nod to that game, because I think that game kind of made developers stand up and take notice. You know, the first Mario Brothers was probably one of the best games ever. The second one I loved. I'm talking about the well, what they call the US one, or the one that the Europeans got, because the Japanese felt that we would find their version of Mario 2 a lot harder, and then Mario 3 came along and just basically blew everything away. So, oh, there we go. Right, going underwater now. Lost my powers. I've got nothing. Okay. Up through the door. Right. Yeah, I've got my fire. Yes. Let's take out the bad guys and keep moving forward. Oh, Christ. That's a fireball. There. Alright. There's a bit of energy there. It looks like a tomato or something. I believe it's a tomato plant or something. I don't know. We've just got M on it. I don't know what the M stands for, but... Alright, we've made it to the end of this section, so let's see if we can do it. Fly up to the top. There you go. Brilliant. Okay, so that's section 3 done. Oh, excuse me. Right, and now what's really cool is a battle arenas. I think it's a battle arena or it's a museum. Okay. It says here's a colourful display of enemies with special abilities. Eat the one that you want. So you can literally choose which enemy you want, but there's only like one enemy in this museum at the moment, so okay. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to get rid of my power up because I want the sword, basically. The sword is absolutely mighty and essential in this game. It doles out some serious damage. Sorry about that, something just fell off my shelf. Okay, we're going to section 4. Yeah, you have no idea, right? Because I'm playing on an original NES, it took absolutely ages to get going, to boot up, to actually rig up the sound and with my capture card, and it always takes a while. But that's the way the NES was, though. It's really one of those systems that's quite temperamental, and for some reason, it doesn't always like this cartridge because obviously this is like 150 games, and I don't think the NES was really designed for that sort of thing. Alright, and I'm on a boss now. Oh god. I'm gonna smack him up now. There you go, boom. I'll take him out of the game. There we are. So there's lots of sub-bosses, main bosses to fight. It's incredible, and there's a lot of familiar faces for anybody who's played Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy as well. So I played that game as a kid, absolutely loved it. Later on, a few years ago, I got Kirby's Dream Land 2, and I got it from Germany because I couldn't find it anywhere else at the time, and that game just incredible. So that's definitely one I really need to get into. It's a game I have completed, but I haven't managed to find all those. Is it the rainbow pieces of the rainbow so you can build the bridge? So I really need to let's play that one day. God. Okay, we'll go up here and reveal the door. Okay, jump over, take him out. Oh god, oh, a lollipop. I'll take that. Temporary invincibility in video games is just probably the best thing ever. Look at that, smashing through the enemies. Extra life there. I don't think the game saves you extra lives though. But look at that, right at the end. Here we go. Oh, got to number 4. But as I said, it will save you progress after each little bit that you do. So you don't have to 100% complete the game to get the real ending, which is good. Right, there's a DDD door here. So I don't know whether this is a boss door or what it is, but let's have a look. Yeah, it's a boss. And we're on the first enemy, which I believe is called Wispy Woods. Anybody who's played Kirby games knows this guy. He's very familiar. He's very easy as well to beat on most games. I find I just whack him with a sword. His only real hazard are the apples, but you can easily avoid those. So basically, once you take a boss down, you get a piece of the star rod, collect it, and Kirby does this funky little dance, splits into 2 or into 3. Look at that, that is amazing. And that's World 1 done. I'm literally on World 2 now, Ice Cream Island. So let's do it. Okay. Is there anything down here I can do? No. So it is basically just a game, get from point A to point B, but you have so much fun with this game as well, particularly with the mini games. One of my favourite mini games is the shootout between Kirby and the different enemies. You know, it's like one massive giant story, but pantomime as well. It's great. and it's a game I absolutely love to play. I generally tend to play it around this time of year anyway, because you know, depending on when I upload this, I'm actually playing this in late December, so it's like almost Christmas now when I've recorded this, so it might be a little bit a ways away from that into the new year when you guys see this. But yeah, I'm kind of doing quite a lot of videos and then uploading them at sort of various points. Right, have I been through there? I think I've been through there, haven't I? I don't know. Oh god. I'm just a little bit confused now, guys, as to what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Well, can I not go up there instead? Do I have to go there? Can I not climb up here? Okay, let's have a look. Oh, it leads you to the same place anyway, okay. Right, I want that guy because he's got the power up I want. He's got fire. It's probably my favourite power up in the game, and definitely my go-to one when I need some decent arsenal. And now this guy, Scarf, is an absolute pain. The one I've just defeated, because he can't be sucked up. And he catches me out on every Kirby game, basically, because he can't be sucked up. He literally comes towards you, but you can take him out with a projectile. I'm wondering if in this, yeah, the enemies respawn in this game as well. So you need to be really careful. That's how a lot of these platformers were, though, to give you extra challenge. Oh, and I've got a parasol. Okay. Shit, was close. Go through the door. Oh god. Took some damage there. I need to get some energy is what I need. Okay. I've got the tornado power up now, which means I can just speed through this level. There's the star door. So we'll pop in there. There you go, and I've made it to the first cloud. Lovely. Brilliant.